welcome back to the In Conversation on the road. I say on the road, we're both in our homes, but we're back on Zoom and we're in Merthyr. I was saying to Ben, I was picking the background based on which reminded me most of Merthyr. So here we are. And I am joined by Ben Lloyd of said Merthyr League.
Pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming all the way to your kitchen to be with me today.
Keeping it as tropical as you were, of course.
For sure, for sure. Well, you don't need to live it, I suppose. Oh, you said you were just outside Merthyr, didn't you? But
that's it. Yeah, probably about 20-minute drive out, so not too far.
So Ben, relatively new league in Merthyr. Were you one of the originals, or have you sort of joined as the words got around? What's the crack?
So initially, I actually started down in Cardiff in September.
Oh yeah, I was in the Cardiff League in 2018.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you'll be really familiar with it yourself. And I set up down there. We were down at the Vale Sports Arena for a bit, then after Christmas moved down to the goal pitches.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really good. Set up quite well. But when I found out about the Merthyr League, it's a bit more local and it's sort of valley central, not centralized in location, but in terms of feel and aesthetic, which for a lot of people that live in and around the valleys is kind of what you want. So I think that was definitely the hook down to Merthyr for me.
Fantastic. What team are you on?
We're actually on the Blacks, the All Fats.
Oh yeah.
And we are a little bit of a, top nonsense. I think the other day where our kits arrived first, so we were the first.
I saw the top nonsense.
So we went and walked out to the dugout, full match day lineup and everything, just having a good laugh, and it's been a riot.
I enjoyed lots about that video, and I was going to lead by asking, but of course you might not have been on the black team, so it would have fallen flat. But what I really loved about it is you put the guys did have kits at the back.
Yeah.
well, you can't be up here. You got to go back there. Oh, that was really good.
So what we did was, again, our captain, Charlie, who I believe we'll be speaking to later on this week.
I was here in that video as well. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was more of a tactical decision, as in, well, everybody that's got a kit can start, so we look all nice and shiny. So we'll walk out as if we're a starting lineup, which is a nicer way than saying, you ain't got a kit, jump on the back.
But what I love about that is you still let them take part, because it would have been really easy to be like, no, we're doing this for the grab.
We're a team. We're a team. We love that element of this. Yeah, and that's the thing. You'll know yourself being involved in MANvFAT. Even though we've got separate teams, the whole organization is a team, which is one of the best aspects.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's sort of what you're gaining from it now. What was it that drew you to become a member in the first place?
Well, word of mouth, first of all, was how I became aware of it. But what really drew me in, I think, was I'd be in the same boat as a lot of other people. I played football up until like my sort of late teens. Work life kicks in, all that sort of stuff. Don't keep up with fitness, don't keep up with sport, get into bad habits in terms of what you're eating, how much you're drinking, all that sort of stuff. And when I found out about the league, straight away it was, that's my cup of tea. That's something I could get into. And I think it particularly, and I know MANvFAT as a whole isn't all for people that have played before. You'll get a wide range of skill sets. You'll get people that don't like football, they just like the fact to run around, and they've got a team that they can support each other with. But for somebody like me, that was actually, this could be something that's more my level. If I was to go down and play five-a-side with my mates now, I wouldn't be able to keep up with the pace of it, and I'd be well out of my depth. So that was definitely something that I would be with people in a similar situation to myself, all working towards the same goal, is what drew me in, I think.
Were you a footballer in your youth? Did you play a bit of football in the past?
Yeah, I really used to enjoy it as well. I mean, I started off on the left wing, and the taller I got, the further back down the pitch I went.
Seems to be the way for lots of guys.
That's it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it before, and getting back into it, kind of rediscovered that fella. Although I will say, and it doesn't matter how many weeks or months I've been down there now, for whatever reason, psychological, despite the fact that I'm considerably heavier than I was when I played, my brain is still not convinced of that. I still think I can reach and stretch for balls that I could have.
Yeah. I can totally relate to that. I can certainly relate to that. I've never been a player, nor am I a player now. I think what I really love about it is that group of people that you mentioned that aren't really fussed about football, but they're there for everything else. And I think it really shines a light on the everything else. So I've almost become less interested in football since being a MANvFAT player. I like playing. I love playing, but I won't really watch match of the day anymore. It's sort of, I just don't, that's not what I like. I like playing and I love coaching everybody else until this weekend when I'm a Bristol Rovers fan.
Oh, no way.
So it was very difficult not to get back into football this weekend.
Yeah, I'm Newport County, so I can imagine, because it was a bit of a race those last few games, and 7-0. What result that was for your boys,
mate? Like, it was exactly what you had in the script, apart from the suspension of the match midway. Well, at the 85th minute, it's exactly what we had in the script, and it was just one of those moments you just think it's not going to happen again. Not going to happen again ever.
It's once in a lifetime. And how about this? Joey Barton being the voice of reason. That's a sentence I don't think anybody's ever uttered before. But to get
I really don't like the guy at all. But you know, you can't fault success, right? He's clearly got a remedy for success there, and you know, I hope we don't lose him at the cut of the same jib.
Absolutely.
So you've been with Merthyr now for a few weeks, months, whatever it's been. What's your progress so far? What have you achieved?
So interestingly, when again, because it kind of predates Merthyr slightly, I had a good start down in Cardiff, and then Christmas kicked in, and I lost that momentum. So when the Merthyr League was starting up, I said, right, well, okay, you've got a taste for it now. You know what you're doing. You know things about your tracking and things like that, and what your goals are. So I more or less was starting. My start weight down in Merthyr was going to be about 1 kilo under what I weighed in at. So I was like, okay, I'm more or less at the same weight because I put that back on over Christmas. This is what I'm working towards. I had a big loss in my first week. Went back up over Easter. So I've just dropped down another kilo now. So I'm kind of doing this at the moment. But again, something that I'm quite pleased with myself in is that I'm learning that's part of the process, and that's going to happen. You're not going to have consistent drops every week, even if you're doing things right. You've got to continue and not get frustrated with it. So yeah, my progress so far has been good, and I'm not unhappy with how any of that's played out. I think it's appreciating it's a long game, and I've just got to keep chipping away at it.
I bet if you were to look at your progress, Ben, since the very beginning, you would find that it's not actually going like this, but it's probably going like this, going down,
swimming this way down.
Yeah. And I think when you look, if you use like Fitness Pal or things like that, you'll be able to zoom out and get a macro picture on your progress, and you do see that in every guy's picture. You know, it's a spiky slope on the way down.
Definitely.
So what would you say is the ultimate goal with regards to your fitness goals, really?
So I
think
if
you have one, of course, you don't always have to have one.
Yeah, of course. So I've kind of got two goals that I'm loosely working towards, because the way I want to look at it is if I can continue to consistently lose weight, so that I'm working towards a healthier version of me, then that's a plus. So to kind of set targets in stone, I wouldn't want that to hamper any progress I'm making, but the kind of dream would be to drop about 5 stone on my journey, however that looks or how long that takes, and to also build up a level of fitness. As I mentioned earlier about my friends who are miles ahead of me in terms of fitness, be good to go and have a kick around with them and actually be able to keep up with the game a bit. So I think those are the two sort of key things I'm working towards in the back of my mind, but remembering, you know, it's not going to be, you know, an overnight thing. I'm going to have to keep working at it.
For sure. That's really good. I think we might have touched on the answer to this next question, but I'll go ahead and I'll ask it anyway. Do you have a standout moment so far from your time with the league?
So the walkout shenanigans is going to take some topping. But no, I'll tell you, the one thing that really stands out to me was, if you were to look at my first game, I hadn't played in about 7 years, and I came on, and within 3 or 4 minutes, I was on the deck, gasping for air, bright red. I think a few of the other lads might be going, "Oh, he's not going to keel over, is he?" Just because I was just so gassed then, played under any form of fitness, and immediately just kind of surrounded by guys that had been there, have said, "We've been in that boat, we've been in that position. This is normal. It happens. You've just run onto a pitch for the first time in years. You'll get that level of fitness back. Just keep working at it. Don't let it dishearten you." And the fact there's so many people who I'd met, some of them I'd met 15 minutes before, some of them had turned up for their match after me, didn't even know me, just kind of patting you on the back saying, "Yeah, well done, mate. No, you feel like quite defeated that you've fallen to pieces in that amount of time." But yeah, the support from the lads was just excellent. So, and now I look and I'm playing sort of 21 minutes every week, and that's amazing for me where I was. So yeah, I think taking out the walkout shenanigans, that definitely really stands out in my mind as what's been a real standout moment for me.
Did you, after that happened, did you still feel defeated, or did you really feel lifted by the support that you were shown there?
Absolutely lifted, because I came back the next week, and yeah, I've like, before MANvFAT, I've tried to look at other things I could do, and as soon as I hit that first barrier with other things I've tried, without that kind of support system with it, I've just gone, no, all right, that's that then. I've fallen at the first hurdle, that's not going to be for me. Whereas with this, I fell at that first hurdle, but there was immediately people encouraging you, spurring you on, saying, you'll be fine, just keep at it, come back, chip away at it. Even if next week you come and you do that after 5 minutes, it's 1 more minute than it took last week. So yeah, that was really motivating to help keep pushing forward that mindset. And yeah, it's definitely helped, I think, knowing that support was there to keep me pushing on.
I think it really comes from somewhere, doesn't it? When you've got a group of like-minded people around you, and straight away on week one, we see this in multiple leagues, and I think it's really special that you can bring these people together and they instantly care about each other, because they are them. They've been in those situations together. They've been in the same situations, and it's really quite an uplifting thing, I think.
I couldn't agree more. Honestly, it's you do get so much out of it, and it is that shared experience helps you all in some way or another, and it's great because there are some guys. A lot of this is centered around WhatsApp chats, and you will get people that are big personalities and big contributors, and you'll get guys that will read through the week, but they'll turn up on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, whatever the match day is, and they'll go, "Yeah, I saw that recipe you shared," or "Yeah, I saw what you were talking about," and everybody benefits, and that's something really special that's created in that environment, I think.
So I guess that's half the answer to my final question, which is just sort of the goal for me. What I really love is for people that aren't members of MANvFAT yet, but are considering it, to look at these videos and think, what is it about this? Why should I become a member? And I guess I'd like to know what Ben would say to those people who maybe weren't sure about it, are here, they're thinking about it, but they're not convinced on the idea. What advice would you give them?
I'd probably say to them, you're already thinking about this, so make the jump. You're going to come into an environment that is new and quite possibly very scary for some people. I know, again, down to different personality types, some people will just be quite shy and reserved in their own nature rather, and might find it difficult. But again, circling back to that supportive atmosphere that's generated around the MANvFAT leagues, I think it'll be a huge boost to anybody. And again, it doesn't matter what somebody's skill level is, what somebody's main goal is, because you're going to be around a group of people that are encouraging and sharing and all this sort of stuff. And like I said, I didn't even realize the things I was benefiting from until they were already happening. So just subconsciously now, because I know on a match day I want to try and be down on the scales, so I've started going walking in the week, even if I can get 2 or 3 walks in a day, and that's something else that somebody else might want to do off the back of that. So yeah, whatever somebody's goals are, whatever somebody's objective is, it can definitely be supported by MANvFAT. I think would be the best way I could put it.
That's probably the quote there. That's excellent, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. The communication that you instantly get from joining the MANvFAT team is invaluable. We should all be encouraging each other to talk more, and what MANvFAT does is exactly that. Not necessarily about mental health related anything, but just your football and your common goals, and you instantly have that shared whatever the word I'm looking for is. And I think that's really special. I always do this. I always end up talking like from my own perspective when I'm talking to other people about it, but I just get so gassed by the whole journey that now more and more guys in Wales are getting to jump on. I think it's really, really fantastic. Absolutely superb. Thanks again, mate, for coming all the way to your kitchen to speak to me for a little bit. And like I said, I'll come up and I'll see you soon. Here's hoping.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.